What is going on, everybody? Today we are back, and today it is time for 2022 NFL Week 16 Saturday game picks and predictions. I know you may be wondering, why are we doing only the Saturday games in today's video? Well, guess what? We are going to be having a special guest filming with me on Saturday, so we're going to do a separate video for the Sunday and Monday games. I bet you can guess who the guest is, but you never know. Maybe it's not who you think it is. Either way, today I'm here to bring you all of the Saturday games, not Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football will not be in this video because I'm not going to be cutting and re-uploading the video before the game's over. So that is going to be on my Twitter. Check out my Twitter for the official Thursday Night Football prediction, even though I know that game hasn't happened yet. It's a little confusing. That's just simply the way it works. Currently, I'm 116 for 209 in predictions, which is a QBR of 55.5%. My target QBR is 58.01%. I know I have been sliding over the past few weeks now, which is sad. I had a really good start to the season, but over the past 3 weeks, I have been in a bit of a prediction slump. Hopefully, I can get myself back up above 58% by the end of the season, and if I don't, so be it. But here we go. This is going to be the beginning video of me resurfacing back to the target QBR. That is our first game, though, that we're going to be talking about today. It is the Cleveland Browns. They are hosting the New Orleans Saints. The Cleveland Browns, or actually, excuse me, we'll start with the Saints because the Saints are the road team. The New Orleans Saints are 12th in the NFC with a record of 5-9. They are coming off of a victory at home against the Atlanta Falcons by a final score of 21-18. The Saints will be wearing white uniforms in this game, though it is unclear what color their pants will be. More than likely black, but that's also just a prediction from me. The 5-9 Saints are currently behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as far as the NFC South is concerned. The Bucs are currently 6-8. Therefore, the Saints are only one game behind, but with the head-to-head, I'm not exactly sure how that shakes out, so it's possible. I don't know which team holds the tiebreaker, but do keep that in mind. The Saints are not out of playoff contention. Really, the only chance they have is by winning the NFC South, but we'll see. NFC South is wide open at this point. As far as the Cleveland Browns are concerned, they're also 12th, but in the AFC with a record of 6-8. They're coming off of a 13-3 victory at home against the Baltimore Ravens last Saturday. The Ravens are set to wear brown tops for this game, but the pants are unsure at this point. We are not sure what pants the Browns will be wearing. For this game, the Browns are currently favored by 3 points, and that is, I'm just going to make my prediction pretty quickly here. I'm going to go with Browns -3. Either way, this is going to be a decently close game, but considering it's a home game for the Browns, I do like the Browns in this matchup. Deshaun Watson, keep in mind, he was suspended for 11 games, so he didn't make his first start until Week 13. Now it's Week 16. He's had a couple games under his belt. He should be able to slowly, I know the season is close to over, but he should be able to kind of resurface and begin a, not resurgence necessarily per se, but he should begin a climb back to being a decent quarterback again. Give me the Cleveland Browns -3. I don't like the Saints on the road in this matchup. Moving on to our next game, it is an AFC South match. The Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Houston Texans are traveling out to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. That is the next matchup we have to talk about. The Houston Texans are currently last place in the NFL, 16th in the AFC, with a record of 1-12-1. They're coming off of a loss in overtime against the Kansas City Chiefs. I was watching overtime. It was a really good game. I was actually rooting for the Texans because who wouldn't love the Texans to beat the Chiefs? But the Chiefs were able to pull out with a Jerick McKinnon touchdown. Again, obviously, I love Jerick McKinnon as a Viking fan. I know him quite well. 30-24 was the final score in that game. The Texans are set to wear white uniforms, white tops, but the pants are unknown at this point. Davis Mills is back as the starting quarterback, again over Kyle Allen. He was last week as well. As far as the Tennessee Titans are concerned, they are 4th in the AFC, leading the AFC South with a record of 7-7. The Titans have been on a bit of a skid recently. They also lost last week at the Los Angeles Chargers by a score of 17-14. The Titans were a sneaky team in the AFC all the way on top, but following their loss to the Chiefs, they have had some struggles. Currently, the Titans are favoring this game by 3. I'm just going to make my prediction. I'm going to be going with the Tennessee Titans -3. A, it is a home game for the Titans. B, again, I don't like the Titans a whole lot, but I also don't like the Texans, even though they're coming off of a great game against the Chiefs. They were almost able to take home the win. I don't think they'll be able to replicate as good of a game this week. Give me the Tennessee Titans -3 in this match. That moves us to our next game. It is the Buffalo Bills traveling out to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears. Coming up next. The number 1 team in the AFC is headed out to Chicago. The Buffalo Bills are currently first in the AFC with a record of 11-3. They're coming off of a victory on Saturday night last week against the Miami Dolphins, 32-29. Tyler Bass kicked the game-winning field goal as time expired. I was not watching the game as I don't get NFL Network at my house, but I was kind of keeping tabs, but I also was kind of tired because I was at the Viking game earlier that day, and I've got plenty to talk about that later in this video. The Buffalo Bills are wearing white tops for this game. Their pants are undecided as of whenever I last looked. Excuse me. The Chicago Bears are currently last place in the NFC with a record of 3-11. They're coming off of a loss against the Philadelphia Eagles at home. It was a close game. Philly pulled away at the end, but then the Bears almost came back. 25-20 was the final score. Bears are wearing navy tops and white pants in this game. Currently, the Bills are favored by 8 points. I'm going to be going with the Chicago Bears +8. I don't like the Bears to win this game by any means. It's for sure going to be a Bills win, but it was a close game against the Dolphins last week. Also, seeing how Justin Fields performed, he is definitely a good quarterback. I think Justin Fields deserves to be in the Pro Bowl, but I'm not the one making the decisions here. Justin Fields is going to be able to carry the Bears. They're going to keep it a close game. It'll be less than a 7-point game, but the Bills will still be able to win this game. But the official prediction is going to be Chicago Bears +8. Give me the Bears to keep it a close game, but give me the Bills to take home the victory. Next, we have got the Cincinnati Bengals and the New England Patriots. Two teams fighting for the playoffs are meeting in the land of Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady's not there anymore, but it's still his territory. Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The Cincinnati Bengals and the New England Patriots are set to face off. The Cincinnati Bengals are third in the AFC with a record of 10-4. They're coming off of a come-from-behind victory at the Tampa Bay Bucks. 34-23 was the final. The Bucks led early in the game 17-0. But Joe Burr came back. Bengals are wearing white tops in this game, but as far as I'm concerned, the pants, I believe, have not been announced yet. The New England Patriots are 8th in the AFC, just one spot out of the final wild card. With a record of 7-7, they're coming off of a 30-24 loss at the Las Vegas Raiders. They're wearing purple tops in this game, and their pants have been undecided, blue tops. I get the pass, though, because I'm colorblind with blue and purple. So when I see a picture of their jerseys, I always think they're purple, but let me switch it. Blue. That was my bad on that. Oh man, it's hard to know what to say about the Patriots in that game last week. Patriots blew it. Why would they pitch it like they did? They threw it right to Chandler Jones. That's just a mistake. Straight up mistake. You can't do that. It's a tie game. I get if they're down by 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, whatever. Obviously, you pitch the ball because that's your only chance of winning. But in a tie game, no, that's when you just got to take the knee and go to overtime. That's all I got to say about the Patriots. Bengals, resilient team, 17-point comeback. I don't even care about the Patriots. I'm frustrated. They lost in a stupid way, and I'm not even a Patriot fan in any way whatsoever. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals -3. Bengals have been playing really good football as of late, since like week 4 or 5. They did have a bad start to the season, but they really have been coming back. I accused them of Super Bowl hangover, but I don't think so. The only team with Super Bowl hangover is the Los Angeles Rams. And oh boy, me and special guest star will be talking about the Rams and Sean McVay. You better believe we'll be talking about them and their struggles on our video Saturday. But as far as this game is concerned, Bengals, Super Bowl hangover, not actually legit. I was getting in front of my feet. Give me the Bengals -3. They have been rolling, and trust me, they will keep rolling in this game. I don't like the Patriots. They are a stupid team with a stupid ending to the game last week. Never should they ever do that. Give me the Bengals -3. Moving on, we have got the Detroit Lions, who are actually steaming hot right now against the Carolina Panthers, who are not. The Red Hot Motor City Kitties are at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte for a matchup. Two teams with silver helmets. It is the Detroit Lions. It is the Carolina Panthers. The Detroit Lions are currently 9th in the NFC with a record of 7-7. They won their 6th out of their past 7 games. They are 6-1 in their past 7 with a victory at the New York Jets. Final score 20-17. The Lions are wearing white tops in this game. Pants have not been announced, and they won't be announced until tomorrow night. As far as the Carolina Panthers are concerned, they're 11th in the NFC with a record of 5-9. They already had slim playoff hopes, but they were completely eliminated. Well, they may not be officially eliminated, but they lost 24-16 to the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, and with that, all their hopes are gone, if not mathematically gone. They're wearing black tops with white pants in this game. Currently, the Lions are favored by 2.5, and you know what? I don't even have much to say about this game. Give me the Lions -2.5. They have been hot. I like the Lions. I know I'm a Viking fan, so a lot of Viking fans are going to be saying, well, we don't want the Lions in the playoffs. They're in our division. We should always cheer against them. I'm going to go against my people. I want to see the Lions in the playoffs this year. I think it would be great if the Lions made the playoffs. I would love it. But not if they played the Vikings in the first round, because the Lions are actually a legit team. You heard it here. The Lions are a legit team, so I don't want them to play the Vikings in the first round, but I would absolutely love it if the Lions made, we'll say, the 6th seed and got to play, well, it's a race between the Vikings and Niners for the 2nd and 3rd seed. Whatever game the Vikings don't play, I hope the Niners get to play the Lions, and I hope the Lions win, because that would actually be pretty cool. I am a second-hand Lions fan for now. I do want to see the Lions in the playoffs, and I think they're going to take a step for it right here. Who is currently 7th in the NFC? It is all the NFC East teams, so it's going to be the Commanders. The Commanders are 7-6-1. Oh, so that means the Lions are only a half game behind the Commanders, and the Commanders play the 49ers, and the 49ers are probably going to win. So if the Lions win this game, more than likely, they will be the 7th seed in the NFC as long as they keep winning games for the rest of the year. But I would love the Lions in the playoffs. I know I just talked for the past minute about that. But we are going to move to the next game. Yes, Lions -2.5 is the prediction. Let's go Lions. I would love to see the Lions in the playoffs. Good for them. Feel bad for Lions fans. Falcons at Ravens is our next game. Hoping to get Lamar Jackson back, the Ravens are hosting the Atlanta Falcons this week. The Atlanta Falcons are currently 13th in the NFC with basically all playoff hopes extinguished. With a record of 5-9, they're coming off of a 21-18 loss on the road at the New Orleans Saints. It was a must-win game for both teams, but the Falcons were able to come out on top in that game. Falcons are wearing white tops with black pants. The Baltimore Ravens are 5th in the AFC. They lost their AFC North lead with their loss against the Browns last week on Saturday and the Bengals' victory over the Bucs. Again, like I said, they're 5th in the AFC with a record of 9-5. They're coming off of a 13-3 loss on the road at the Cleveland Browns on Saturday of last week. The Ravens are wearing black tops with purple pants in this game, which I'm not fond of. no teams can ever wear too dark. How do I say this? They can't wear dark tops and dark pants unless they're the same color. Otherwise, it looks weird. They have to be the same color. It's like all black works, all purple works, but not black tops, purple pants. Same with inverted. It just doesn't work. It's got to be either a solid color or light and dark. But the Ravens never understand that. For this game, currently the Ravens are favored by 6.5. I know I've been taking a lot of teams that are favored, and I'll be doing it again. Give me Ravens minus 6.5. I believe Lamar Jackson more than likely will be coming back for this game. I like the Ravens. I don't like the Falcons. They're the Falcons. Give me Ravens minus 6.5. They're going to bounce back in this game coming off of their bad outing last week. They were only able to put up 3 points, but with Lamar back, that's going to give the offense a spark. Ravens minus 6.5. Moving on, Seattle Seahawks are traveling out to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Two teams in the thick of the playoff race are set to face off at arguably the loudest stadium in the entire NFL. It is the Seattle Seahawks, led by Geno Smith, taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Currently, the Chiefs are favored by 10 in this game. Seattle is 8th in the NFC with a record of 7-7. They dropped out of the playoff picture after their 21-13 loss on Thursday Night Football last week against the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers clinched the NFC West with that victory. The Seahawks are wearing white tops in this game. Their pants have not been decided yet. Kansas City Chiefs are second in the AFC with a record of 11-3, coming off of a 30-24 overtime victory on the road at the Houston Texans. I kind of talked about that game earlier. It was a close game. Texans kept it close the whole time, went into overtime. Jerick McKinnon had like a 20-yard rushing touchdown to take the victory. Chiefs are wearing red tops with white pants in this game. Like I said, the Chiefs are favored by 10. I'm going to be going with Seattle plus 10. I know, like I said, I've been taking a lot of favorites this week, but not this time. I'm going to be taking the underdog. Give me Seattle plus 10. The Seahawks didn't play super great on Thursday Night Football last week, but they do have plenty of time to get healthy before this game. This game means more to them. Again, well, not necessarily. Again, the Chiefs obviously still looking to get to the number 1 seed, but the Chiefs have already clinched the AFC West, so they are locked into the playoffs. The Seahawks are not locked into the playoffs as they are 8th, looking to get back in the thick of the playoff race. Give me the Seahawks plus 10. Either way, they're going to keep it a close game. I do think the Chiefs are going to be winning, but it's going to be a close game. I like Seattle to keep it close. Seahawks keep it close, but the Chiefs remain in contention for the number 1 seed. Give me Seattle. Moving on, my favorite game of the week, obviously. It is the New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings coming up next. Skull. 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 That was me on Saturday, everybody. That is my team. It is the Minnesota Vikings, and they are hosting the New York Giants this week. The Minnesota Vikings are... Actually, we'll start with the Giants because they're the road team. Then I've got a lot to say about the Vikings, of course, because it's my team. So I know a lot. The New York Giants are sixth in the NFC right now with a record of 8-5-1. They're coming off of a 20-12 win on the road at the Washington Commanders on Sunday Night Football last week. They're wearing blue tops with white pants in this game. Yep. The Vikings are wearing white at home, which I love. The Minnesota Vikings are second in the NFC with a record of 11-3. They're coming off of a 39-36 overtime victory against the Indianapolis Colts, the single largest comeback in NFL history. And guess what? The best part is not just the fact it was the biggest comeback in NFL history. The best part is the fact that I was there in person to witness it. I was at the game on Saturday. It was an unbelievable experience, and I was there the whole time. Of course, I can't leave my team. Even if they were down 50-0, I can't leave my team. Honestly, at halftime, I literally leaned over to my mom and said, if the team scores any points in this game, it'll be a victory. Well, nonetheless, they scored 39 points in the second half and overtime to come back from a 33-0 deficit. It was a crazy experience. US Bank Stadium was absolutely crazy. As can be probably seen in this video, I'm talking a little bit quieter than I normally do in these other videos. Why is that? Literally because my vocals are still not 100%, because that's how much I was yelling on Saturday for the team. US Bank Stadium was absolutely insane. But the Vikings are wearing all white uniforms in this game. It is a winter whiteout at US Bank Stadium. Teams wearing all white. The end zones have been painted white. The Norseman logo in the middle of the field has been painted white. It is going to be a winter whiteout in US Bank Stadium this weekend. Currently, the Vikings are favored by 4 points. I know I don't want to sound like a homer, because, hold up. Every NFL fan is going to sound like this. If they show they're a fan of a team, they're going to be accused of being a homer. I'm not a homer, but I'm going to be going with the Minnesota Vikings -4 in this game. I had a really bad beat last week. I took Vikings -3.5, and they won by 3. So that was a really stupid prediction. That was a really bad beat on my part, but I'm going to be going with the Vikings -4. I know they had a terrible start to the game last week, but I am 100% guaranteeing you that Kevin O'Connell is going to be talking this week about let us not get off to a bad start. The Vikings will get off to a fast start in this game to prevent what happened last week from repeating again. The Vikings will get out to a fast start, and it's going to probably be a close game just because that's how it is. Two teams in the playoffs. Vikings clinched the NFC North already. They're still fighting for the number 1 seed, even though it's going to be tough. So really, it's just fighting for the 2 or 3 seed. But the Giants are still fighting for a playoff spot as well. Give me Vikings -4. It's going to be a close game, but the Vikings will not fall into a hole like they did last week. Next up, it is time for the late afternoon games, just 3 to go. We have got the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. The Washington Commanders are at the basement of the NFC East, but they're not at the basement of the playoff hunt. The Washington Commanders are 7th in the NFC with a record of 7-6-1. They are coming off of a 20-12 loss at home against the New York Giants on Sunday night this past week. The Commanders are set to wear all white uniforms in this game. The San Francisco 49ers have clinched the NFC West with their victory on Thursday night last week against the Seattle Seahawks, 21-13 the final score. They are 3rd in the NFC right now with a record of 10-4. They are fighting for between the 1, 2, and 3 seeds. 1 seed very unlikely, so really it is the Vikings and the 49ers fighting between the 2 and 3. Here we go, everybody. Currently, the 49ers are favored by 7 points in this game. This is a live on-the-spot prediction, as I did not have a predetermined winner. Currently, I don't remember if I just said it, but either way, 49ers are favored by 7. I don't remember if I said that or not, but if I did, oops. I'm going Washington +7 in this game. Washington is in the hunt of the playoff picture. I definitely think the 49ers should be able to win this game, but I do like the Commanders to at least keep it close. It is not going to be a blowout game by any means. I do like the Commanders to keep a close match here. I don't think the Commanders are going to win this game. Definitely give me the 49ers as the winner. They have won 7 in a row, and I trust them to make it 8. But I do trust the Commanders to keep it a close game. Even though they didn't have the greatest outing last week, they will come back this week and at least put up a fight. Give me Commanders +7. Moving on, NFC East battle. It is the marquee game of the week. Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, next. Minshew Mania will be going crazy this week, as Jalen Hurts will not be the starting quarterback for the Eagles. Gardner Minshew taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. A lot is on the line in this game, and I'm here to talk all about it. The Philadelphia Eagles are currently first in the NFC with a record of 13-1. They're coming off of a 25-20 victory at the Chicago Bears last week. The Eagles are wearing their all-black uniforms with black helmets for this game. The Dallas Cowboys are fifth in the NFC with a record of 10-4. They're coming off of a 40-34 loss in overtime at the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. The Cowboys are wearing their typical white tops and silver pants for this game. Currently, the Cowboys are favored by 5.5. I bet this is the biggest underdog the Eagles have been the whole year. If they've even been underdogs at all this year, this is definitely the largest number it has been. Jalen Hurts, I believe he sprained his shoulder, if I remember correctly, last week on his throwing arm, but he was able to stay in the game, and the Eagles took the victory, but he will be out for this game. It is not a long-term injury, but this is probably their biggest game of the whole season. The number one seed and NFC East are on the line. If the Eagles win this game, they're clinching the NFC East. If the Eagles win this game, they clinch the number one seed in the NFC. It is going to be a good matchup, and I am going to be going with Philly plus 5.5. I get it. I do think the Cowboys are going to be able to win this game. Jalen Hurts, how do we say this? Cowboys are a good team. With Jalen Hurts in at quarterback, definitely the Eagles should be able to win that game, or either way, it'd be a close game, but it definitely makes an impact on your team when your MVP caliber quarterback is not playing, or at least starting in the game. That is why I like the Eagles plus 5.5. Well, I said it wrong. I meant when you take your MVP caliber quarterback out, I don't think your team is going to win the game. I do think the Cowboys are going to be able to win this game, but I do like the Eagles to keep it close. The Eagles are still a good team, built all around. They've got a good defense. They've got a good offense. They've got good weapons. I still like the Eagles to keep it a close game, but I think the Cowboys are going to win. But the official prediction is Philadelphia plus 5.5. That moves us to our final game of the week, Saturday Night Football on NFL Network. It is the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. These two teams have outside chances of making the playoffs, but as always, like Justin Bieber says, I will never say never. You never know when it's over until the clock hits 0. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the road to face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday night this week. The Las Vegas Raiders are currently 11th in the AFC with a record of 6-8. They're coming off of a 34-24 victory against the New England Patriots last week. I talked about that game already. Chandler Jones won it with an intercepted fumble to win the game. Again, obviously, that is just simply dumb football from the Patriots. You can't do that in a tie game. What are you doing? They're wearing their typical white tops and silver pants. As far as the Pittsburgh Steelers are concerned, they are 13th in the AFC with a record of 6-8. They're coming off of a 24-16 win at the Carolina Panthers, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Both of these teams are 2 games behind the Dolphins, so it's a tough road to come back and make the playoffs, but you never know. Currently, the Steelers are favored by 2.5 in this game. I am going to be going against the Steelers. Give me the Raiders plus 2.5. I like the Raiders to win this game. Again, these two teams aren't super great teams, but the Raiders have been honestly playing pretty good football lately. They had an awful start to the season, but they have been picking it up recently. Davante Adams has flipped a switch. He is back to being a very good wide receiver again. Obviously, I'm quite familiar with him as he was with the Packers for many years. Davante is back to being a really good receiver again. He has found his form. I like the Raiders and how well they have been playing recently. Give me Raiders plus 2.5. And guess what? That is the final game that I have to predict for this video. Like I said earlier in the video, if you want to see me predict the final 4 games of the week, which is Packers at Dolphins, Broncos at Rams, Bucks at Cardinals, and Chargers at Colts. If you want to see me do those predictions, check out the other video that will not be filmed until Saturday. On Saturday, it will be live filming a Sunday, Monday game prediction video with a special guest. Also, if you want to see my Thursday Night Football prediction, check out my Twitter page. If you don't know what my Twitter is, go to my channel description. I have it listed in there. That is going to be doing it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, be sure to leave a like and share it if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a good night. Peace out. And as always, Skol Vikings. I'll see you guys on Saturday.